Why not use your knowledge of the future to play the stock market? We could make trillions.
Why make trillions when we could make billions?
Welcome to Watch Mojo, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 10 dumbest movie villains.
So I say, what's the catch? He says, no catch, just keep it a secret.
For this list, we'll be looking at villains who have the most ridiculous plans or are just all around dumb. Who do you think is the dumbest movie villain? Sound off in the comments. Number 10, Harry and Marv, Home Alone franchise. Home Alone's Kevin is definitely of above average intelligence when it comes to trickery and tomfoolery, but that doesn't change the fact that burglars Marv and Harry still got outsmarted by an 8-year-old.
Be a good little fella now and open the door.
All it really took to defeat these very dumb robbers were some cleverly placed traps and Christmas toys. At a certain point, they knew that Kevin had booby-trapped the house, and still they fell for every single trick.
You guys give up, or you're thirsty for more?
And let's not forget that by flooding all the houses they hit, Marv led the police right to all of their crimes. Genius. And since they don't learn, Kevin even manages to get the best of them in the sequel as well. In New York City, we should note. Number 9, White Goodman, Dodgeball, a true underdog story. He may read the dictionary, but this guy has never broken a mental sweat in his life. This is the guy who thought that firing a woman and possibly ruining her career would be a good way to get her to date him.
You fired me so I'd date you?
Yeah.
And remember his comment about certain cultures only eating vomit? That makes no sense. It's that all they ate, they would have nothing of substance to vomit up.
Yeah, you know, in some cultures, they only eat vomit. I've never been there, but I read about it in a book.
And then there's just the general stupidity that dribbles out every time he opens his mouth. Just listen to that ridiculous back and forth he had with Peter at the bar for an example.
That's what I just said.
Well, that's what I'm saying to you.
All right.
Touché.
Number 8, Ed Rooney, Ferris Bueller's Day Off. The lengths this guy goes to catch Ferris faking sick prove what an idiot he is. First, he sees with his own eyes when Ferris rewrites his number of absences on the computer.
I've got it right here in front of me. He has missed 9 days.
Second, entering and sneaking around the Bueller's house could get him in trouble with the law. Lastly, he falls for one of Ferris's schemes in the infamous phone call scene.
Ferris Bueller's online too.
Rather than engage, he could easily have hung up and called the boy's parents using the emergency contact numbers that would have been on file. And if he had done that, it would have kept him from spending the day chasing Ferris around the city and stalking his house. Number 7, Deacon Frost, Blade. In the Blade universe, vampires have a truce with humans so they can both coexist. But if it were up to Deacon Frost, vampires would rule the world.
We should be ruling the humans, not running around making back alley treaties with them.
He plans to be a vessel for the vampire god Lamagra and turn all humans into vampires. Great plan for world domination, except if they're only vampires, who will the vampires eat?
Look at them. They're cattle. Pieces of meat.
Unlike many pop culture versions of vampires, the ones in Blade can't feed on animal blood. They need human blood to live. So how will the vampire super race survive without humans? Yeah, Deacon, you really didn't think this through, did you, buddy?
Deacon? Not anymore.
Number 6, Gaston, Beauty and the Beast. Gaston is something of a dumb jock, all brawn and no brain. For one thing, this vain egotist sets up his wedding to Belle before even asking her to marry him.
Thank you all for coming to my wedding. First, I better go in there and propose to the girl.
And he just can't comprehend that she is not interested. Rather than even trying to feign interest in something that Belle finds important, he thinks the way to woo her is by trashing the things that she thinks are important, like books and reading.
Picture this.
Speaking of reading, he can't even read a book without pictures, and he has, let's say, antiquated thoughts on women being able to read.
It's not right for a woman to read. Soon she starts getting ideas and thinking.
Number 5, Shooter McGavin, Happy Gilmore. The lengths this guy goes to just win a golden jacket are unbelievable. His plans to take down Happy are all super ridiculous and futile.
It's Shooter's turn. And Shooter's not about to let his reign at the top be spoiled by some freak, sideshow clown.
Happy, who is not too bright himself, frequently outwits him conversationally. That remark about eating pieces of crap for breakfast was an unforgettable burn.
No.
And with how angry and aggressive he gets on the golf course in general, he just makes himself look like an idiot over and over again. Shooter freaks out and loses his cool, damaging his own reputation way more than Happy ever could.
No, it's impossible! That's my jacket!
Number 4, Dr. Evil, Austin Powers franchise. Should we talk first about his plan to punch a hole in the ozone layer? Sorry to tell you, somebody already beat you to the punch. See what we did there? And then there's his plan to hold the world hostage for $1 million.
And we hold the world ransom for $1 million.
Of course, there's that whole not negotiating with terrorists thing, but even so, we think $1 million would be a small price to pay. His number 2 guy, literally named number 2, had to tell him that that wasn't that much anymore.
$100 billion.
Clearly, freezing himself for the previous 30 years left him kind of behind the times, and his later plans don't get any better.
If you have a time machine, why not just go back and kill Austin Powers when he's sitting on the crapper or something?
How about no?
Number 3, Vic Hoskins, Jurassic World. First of all, it's bad enough that the park is even open after what happened in previous installments in this series. Do these people never learn from their mistakes? But this genius, Hoskins, thinks it's a good idea to try to train velociraptors to be used in war.
Come on. We're the same. We're dogs of war. We know that the military needs to reduce casualties.
He refuses to listen to Owen, the expert that he hired. Owen tells him that while the raptors can obey commands, they will never be tamed enough for what he wants. They are ancient natural predators.
Hey, yeah, it's me. We might have an opportunity here.
Why do these government types always think they can harness these kinds of powers for their own needs?
Easy, boy. Easy. Hey.
It never works. It's only fitting he gets eaten by the same raptors he tried to control. Number 2, Mayor Vaughn, Jaws. You might think that the villain in this movie is the shark, but you'd be wrong.
Amity is a summer town. We need summer dollars.
After all, the shark was just doing what sharks do, right? The real villain is the mayor of Amity Island. This guy was more worried about the town's tourist economy than the townspeople's safety.
Tomorrow's the 4th of July, and we will be open for business.
He strong-arms the coroner to keep the fact that there was a killer shark loose on the beach under wraps. He goes so far to even swear to the public that the beach is safe when he knows it's not. Worst mayor ever.
I'm sorry, I'm truly sorry.
Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications.
Number 1, Biff Tannen, Back to the Future. Just by his signature catchphrase alone, you can tell that this guy is not the brightest bulb around. Make like a tree and get out of here isn't quite right, Biff.
So why don't you make like a tree and get out of here?
He's kind of like Gaston in the way that he thinks he's God's gift to women, and he also tries to woo Lorraine by harassing her. Great idea, guy. Not to mention the fact that he's outmaneuvered by a kid on a makeshift skateboard and tossed headfirst into a pile of horse manure.
I'm gonna get that son of a bitch.
He wasn't looking so smart then, and future Biff didn't get any smarter as he got older.
Now why don't you make like a tree and get out of here? It's leave, you idiot. Make like a tree and leave. You sound like a damn fool when you say it wrong. All right, then.
Did you enjoy this video? Check out these other clips from WatchMojo. And be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.